Hello boys, it's me again. It's your favorite WoW YouTuber. Coming at you at Mac 2 with a new special video. Hello guys, how's it going? You should have realized by now that I'm not like other girls. Do you know what I like? When there's no way to predict what's gonna happen next. And if you're like that, well, you come to the right place, buddy. So anyway, hi people, it be me. Now, even though my main is a shaman, the class I like to play the most is druid. Now let's talk about me, eh? You see, I don't care too much about min-maxing, nor do I care about being hardcore or clearing raids as fast as possible. I do, however, care about being creative and theorycraft. At least I think that's what it means. Basically, I like to look at the current meta and then try and find a way to flip that upside down. Now, I'm not saying that I'm always succeeding in those attempts, but I really enjoy trying. I also like to try and find ways to solo things. Any challenge that requires a creative solution really interests me. Now, creativity can be described as follows. Creativity is the act of turning new and imaginative ideas into reality. Creativity is characterized by the ability to perceive the world in new ways, to find hidden patterns, to make connections between seemingly unrelated phenomena, and to generate solutions. Alright, so let's connect WoW with all this creativity talk. So currently, I'm leveling a druid to level 60 as fast as I can, which happened to be by buying boosts and instances. I'm also buying all the cards for the deck of beasts to have the deck ready before the next Darkmoon Fair arrives, and hopefully I'll be 60 by then as well. Alright, so hear me out, here comes my plan. I'm going to grab the following talents. Now, I've been doing some theory crafting regarding the druid's healing touch and rejuvenation spell. Personally, I love rejuvenation. I think it's an amazing spell in all ways. The spell icon, the animation you do when you cast it, the animation when someone receives it, the healing efficiency. But more about that later. So anyway, the crafting. Take a look at this Excel sheet and let me explain what you're looking at. Also, this will just be me explaining without a script, so let's hope the words coming out of my mouth will be intelligible. Let's go. Alright, so here is an Excel sheet with a whole bunch of numbers. I'm gonna explain them very shortly and briefly. So some of the numbers are just numbers that needs to be somewhere because I'm gonna use them in the calculations. Such as these that are from talents, that's the moon glow, that's the sum of improved rejuvenation and gift of nature, or well, the product technically, and that is something else that I don't know what it is right now. That's the mana reduction for healing touch, because I have tranquil spirits and moon glow. Yeah, adding up to 15% I think, and I'm not sure if these numbers are gonna be like either they're just added, like it's gonna be 10% plus 15%, or they are gonna multiply with each other, which I think is what they're gonna do. Either way, if they just add up instead of multiply, the difference between this and let's say the added number, it's just 1.5%, so it's gonna be 1.25 instead of 1.265. Okay, so rejuvenation. Here are all the different ranks. Here's the mana cost after the moon glow, I think it was, talent has done its thing. And as you can see, obviously the game doesn't calculate mana in integers like that. It's just whole integers, numbers, but it's gonna be such a small error that it doesn't really matter. And here's the coefficient for each spell, each rank. It's important to note that this is for the whole duration, so if you look like per tick, these are the values you want to use instead. So for each tick, it's gonna be, at rank 1, it's gonna be the base healing plus this number times your healing power. So that will add up to a total of 32% of your healing power over the whole duration. And as you can see, rank 1 does 40 healing, and then the bonus healing is gonna be 128 for a total of 168. And as you can see, it also differs. All of the rejuvenation ranks are 12 seconds long, but they've added some. Basically, these are low-level spells, so they get nerfed a little bit extra. And yeah, I think I said it, that the healing talents that increase while you're healing, like improved rejuvenation and gift of nature, only affect the base healing, not your total healing. It has got nothing to do with your healing done, your plus healing done. And so what we're looking at here, and this is the important row really, well, all of them are important, but this is what I've done a diagram of right here. This is the healing efficiency of your spell, so, well, it's this number divided by that number. And they look kinda interesting. Here you can see how the healing efficiency decreases when you choose higher ranks, which has got to do with, well, basically having a lot of healing power. If we go down to having no healing power, the thing is reversed. Because the higher the rank, the more mana efficient the base healing is gonna be. However, you're gonna stack, or at least I'm gonna stack healing done, healing increase. You know what I'm talking about. So then it looks like this, which I think is very interesting. And it changes like this because of the low mana costs. And then of course with the different coefficients. So what I'm probably gonna use the most is rank 3. Because it's decently cheap and it does decent healing. It's not great, but it's decent. And there's there is sadly a large drop between rank 2 and rank 3, but rank 2 just doesn't heal enough, I think. Maybe it's more likely that you're gonna have 600 healing at 60 with decent gear, and then it's still not good enough, you know, even though it greatly increases the healing efficiency of your spells. Alright, so that's rejuvenation. We're quickly gonna look at healing touch, and then we're gonna do some comparison with renew as well. So for healing touch, there are 2 talents to decrease the mana cost, Moonglow and Tranquil Spirit, and you can get like, what's it gonna be, 10% from here and 9% from here, adding up to quite a lot in the end. And it just struck me that, let's see, yeah, this is the mana reduction that I'm having right now with these specific talents. A total of 1.154. So here you can see the mana cost, this is the coefficient, and since these are casted spells, this is like the total coefficient. Rank 1 gets very low, obviously. And then everything with a cast of 3.5 seconds or longer is gonna have 100%. Just a flat 1. And this one looks a bit more interesting actually, because it like rank 2 is the highest, but that rank 4 is the second highest. However, the differences between these values are very small, as you can see here. I don't think it's gonna be noticeable in the game even. They're gonna be just as healing effective. And I think that rank 3 is gonna be a very good rank of healing touch to use. Because with the talent, that talent to be more specific, we're looking at a 2-second cast time. Rank 1 is 1.5 seconds, rank 2, 2 seconds, 2.5. But then because of the talent, it's gonna be 2 seconds. Exactly. So I think that like just clicking, waiting 2 seconds, and bam, something got 500 more health. That's pretty good. And the mana efficiency is alright. Well, to be honest, it's pretty damn good. Less than 100 mana. Okay, and just down here is renew. And like before, it's with 400 healing power. Now, as you can see, this is very mana efficient for the lower ranks. Really, really good. It drops off quite quickly in the beginning and then it slows down. Now, however, priests have a special thing right there. This is something that druids doesn't have, let's say, a counter to, anything equal to it. Now if you have 300 spirit, which I think is a bit much, that's gonna be 75 extra spell power, healing power for your ranks. Or well, it's gonna be this times 25% times your spirits. So as you can see, that's gonna be 75. It's instead of having 400 times that, it's gonna be 475. So it looks like this. And this is when you compare Rejuvenation, which is that one, and Renew. And as you can see, every single rank of Renew is better in terms of mana efficiency than Rejuvenation. However, this is only because they have the extra healing power. If we change it back to 400 instead, suddenly they're probably as good, with the exception of rank 1, which doesn't really matter, and also rank 3, which is a bit interesting, I think. Not too much, but a slight difference. But we're gonna just suppose they've put their talent points so they have that extra healing power. And here you can see that's Renew, that's Rejuvenation, and that is Healing Touch. So you can see how they move, and with the exception of basically the two highest ranks, Rejuvenation is either more mana efficient or equally mana efficient compared to Healing Touch, or well, Renew is always going to be better. But like I said, it's because they have that extra bonus healing. So technically, I suppose that for the build that I'm going to go for, a priest would be better because Renew is slightly stronger due to their, well, due to their talent, but excuse me, I'm not playing this to play as efficient as possible, because I don't think a healing over time spamming specialization build would be the most efficient. I'm playing this because it's fun. And the difference, to be honest, is not huge. Druids have some other things going for them that priests do not, so... Well, these are some of the numbers that I've calculated. Now back to the script again. Alright, so the build I'm going for will focus on two things: healing power and spirit. I won't really care about spell crit, intellect, MP5 or such things. Now, something very important that I never really explained is why I'm going for the Dark Moon card Blue Dragon, which is what you get from the Beasts deck. So suppose I'm a druid with 300 spirits. Then by doing some math, I arrived at the following. So with a 2% proc chance, I'm gonna approximate it to proc roughly every 50th cast. So with 50 casts and 1.5 seconds global cooldown, it should be roughly every 75 seconds, assuming I'm only spamming rejuvenations, because there's no cast time then that's gonna prolong that duration before I hit 50 casts. But anyway, the duration of the proc is then 15 seconds, meaning it's gonna give me 6 full mana regeneration ticks, because mana ticks every 2.5 seconds, which with 300 mana for a druid should be equal to roughly 450 mana. If we divide that by 75, we arrive at 6 mana per second, or 30 mana per 5 seconds. That is obviously very strong. Now, of course, the proc is random, and sometimes it's probably going to proc back to back, and sometimes it won't proc at all for a very long time. Either way, since I'm using lower rank spells that I'm just gonna be dishing out, the trinket should be especially good for this build. Now, when it comes to only healing via HOTS, that is healing over time spells, there is a lot of raid healing theory to discuss, but that's gonna have to be another video. Keep an eye out for it. I also know that some stuffs have been put on hold, such as the Arcane Mage and the Paladin stuff, but that's how I work. Very interested in something for a relatively short period of time. Don't worry, I'll come back to that someday when I rediscover how cool those things are. Currently, what has gotten my attention is the druid thing. Alright, so now you know what I'm up to. It'll be interesting to see how this thing works out. If you want to hear from me a bit more often, you can look at my stream over at Necarium Clouds on Twitch, link in the description. With that said, like if you enjoyed, and subscribe to receive my huge rejuvenation inside you.